Hello everyone. As you can see, this is my first long form video, so I thought I would do something special. Today I will be playing HyruleGuessr with the Hidden Legend and the Silent Princess. It's pretty much a GeoGuessr in Hyrule, a Breath of the Wild version. Let's see who can get the most points after each round. We will count them up and whoever has the most in the end wins. We are doing the same locations to keep it fair. Let's see who can win this. This is my run. I first started with this. I was totally confused and I didn't know what to do. I thought it would be close to this area, but when I looked at the small bridge, I decided to just go here. As you can see, I was far off. Very far off. When I saw this, I thought it was near the Farron area, which it was. But, in particular, I'm not the greatest with the Farron region. But I didn't do bad. As you can see, this area was very close to the Rito region. Like the path near the area. But, to me, I wasn't that great because I looked in the complete wrong area for a bit. But later I realized it was in another place. This was where I was completely confused. It looked like the Great Plateau and Rito area in a mix, in a hybrid. So I was completely done for. But I was able to see Naboris, so I guess it's here. As you can see, I didn't do too bad. And in this area, it's kind of obvious, it's the Hylia Bridge. This was probably the closest I got. My next round started pretty well. It was right in Hyrule Castle where you go to fight Ganon. So this was very, very easy, giving me a first easy win. This was an area I thought was in the west area of Hyrule. And I wasn't sure if it was in the west area. I've never been here before. And I didn't know where Skywatchers could spawn. So I ended up not getting so lucky here. This is Terrytown in Akala. You should know where this is. This is an area where I was completely stuck. I had no idea where it was. I couldn't tell if it was in the Farron or if it was in Tabitha, which it was in neither. This one not everybody knows about, but I was here a lot in Breath of the Wild. It's an area that you see when you do the Great Plateau shrines. The next part was pretty easy actually. I did quite well. I went to this area and got my free win basically. I just had to make a few adjustments, and as you can see, I found it pretty quick. Goron City, my favorite area in pretty much every Zelda game. Although I wasn't too familiar with this bridge. I didn't know if it was in front of Goron City, but I went for it and completely fumbled. It took me quite a bit of time to figure out where this was, but when I realized the Forgotten Temple was there, I shot my shot here. This was my final area to look at. This I have never been near, but I remember going here once, just once to find an armor piece I haven't gotten in quite a bit. I think it was Midna's helmet, so I decided to go validate it there. But I was wrong. Did I say the final one? Because it isn't. This is the Dead Trees area. I had no idea where this was, so I just decided to guess. I failed horribly, but at least I got second place out of my other competitors. fourth map. This one was pretty hard, but the first one wasn't. I was able to figure this out. This was Hyrule's docks. So I managed to look at it and figure out where it was by moving my mouse around and looking at the railings. It took some time, but I managed to figure out where it was. This was an area I was unfamiliar with, but I did think about it and I remember fighting a Hinox in this area. At least I thought I did. I thought the Hinox was here, but I was wrong. It was very far. This is the place where the fire dragon roams. Also, a good place to recognize by the Forgotten Temple. I thought this would be easy, but it wasn't. I had to think about it quite a bit before I could figure out where it was. It was a very hard one, but in the end, I managed to figure it out. I'm just kidding, I never figured it out. Here, I thought it was in Lurelin Village, but I then quickly realized I'm dumb. It's not in that area because there's frozen water and there's a cold environment. So I decided to look up more when I realized that. But this area was near Lurelin Village, so I ended up looking towards that area, and I was pretty close. This was the final match. In this match, there were no towers, stables, or towns to look at to help you look for your area. So this was a lot harder to do. I was confused with this first area. I couldn't tell if it was inside a cave or if it was outside. And I was very wrong. This area, on the other hand, was near the Zora area, and it was right by a waterfall. So I looked at the terrain in the picture and on the map. This is where I thought I would do bad, because I am not familiar with the Gerudo Desert. But I decided to go with my gut and look at the map, look at the picture, and try to figure out where it was. And I didn't do too bad. This next area was in the Goron area. This is my favorite part of the map, and I was pretty familiar with this area. But I was very far off. This area looked like a Kala, and I noticed some scully areas. So I looked around and thought the only place it could be would be in the Skull Lake. I did have to be careful though, as this was the last round for me. When you count it all up, I got 100,313. Let's see if my competitors can do any better. Let's go the Hidden Legend. In the end, the hidden legend ended up getting 100,004,818. Good job, the hidden legend, you did well. Now it's the Silent Princess's turn. Let's see how they do. the Silent Princess ended up getting 100,002,103 points in the end, which would make, drumroll please. Dang, okay, no drumroll. That would make the Hidden Legend the winner. Good job. This is the leaderboard right here. Now, I gotta say, I had a lot of fun recording this, so thanks to the Silent Princess and the Hidden Legend for helping me record this video. These guys are great. Oh, wait, where's Hidden? Oh, because he's hidden!